Good morning, and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. A local school district is looking to build a structure that will allow for outdoor education opportunities. On the WHOW Morning Show Thursday, DeLand-Weldon Schools Superintendent Dr. Michael Tresnick told the Hart Media Group that they plan to construct a pavilion between the high school and the elementary school. This will open the door for K through 12 instructors to bring students outside and relate their lessons to nature.
But we're going to place it in a location that's right between the high school and the elementary, so K-12 can use it. And the idea is it's going to be an area, it's going to have seating in it where teachers can bring the kids outside and do outside education. It could be as our teacher might want to come out and let's go outside and draw things based on what you see instead of being in the four walls of a classroom. The science teachers could be doing all kinds of different things out there, doing observations and that. But the whole idea here is let's get outside of the classroom. You've been over there, we have a fairly large campus. We have a lot of green space.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's take advantage of that green space. And this will give us kind of a central place for kids to sit and to do various work or just to work outside. Take an English teacher. Let's say you have an essay, free response essay you want the kids to work on. Are you going to get a better response outside when it's sunny and you got, the birds singing and see some squirrels running around? Are you going to get kids are going to be more relaxed and maybe more inspired?
Dr. Tresnick indicates that this is part of a larger plan to potentially construct a greenhouse and chicken coops in the future. One of the major hurdles is funding these projects responsibly. He notes that a team of students from Clinton High School will be involved in constructing a shed for the project.
It's all part of a large plan that we have that we're trying to fund as much as we can, grant and private. But we would love to get a greenhouse out there to work with our ag program. Sometime we might even look at, could we put chicken coops in and show kids about how to grow chickens, how to use the eggs, how to use that in cooking classes. So it's just kind of part of a bigger package. I want to say that this pavilion is somewhere in the $20,000 range. And essentially, in working with the Farm Bureau, they're contracting with the contractor to do it. So everything's working through them. So a lot of it doesn't even go through us. They're also, and we're working with Clinton High School with their IT classes, and they're building us a shed. And the Farm Bureau is funding. And now is the DeWitt County Farm Bureau. So they're building us a shed that they're going to have done at the end of this year. And I think at Clinton, they're using it as a senior project for some of the kids. And so they send us pictures every once in a while. So we're excited to get that. And that's going to be something where we can store various pieces of equipment that the kids could be using, like shovels and things like that, because we want to also do some planting and do things like that out there.
This project pairs well with the success of DeLand-Weldon's new ag program. Dr. Tresnick says that they are taking things day by day as they build the program and the FFA chapter.
We're just kind of taking it day by day. The nice thing this year is that the teacher was able to get some officers going in the FFA. And then had certain kids go out and do some of the different competitions. As you know, FFA has all kinds of competitions that are available, and we're starting to try to get involved in those, and so that the kids can see what that means. This summer, I think we'll probably try to get a group of kids to go to the state convention in Springfield, and then this fall, and then this coming fall, we did have kids that went to the national convention in Indianapolis. So we're starting to do those things and show the kids those. The FFA program overall statewide, nationally, is a heck of a program, and it provides a lot of the career things that we've all been talking about is right there in FFA, and the opportunities to experience those and the opportunities to kind of explore and see if that's right for kids is there. And it's not all about farming. It's the welding, it's the woodworking, it's some of the culinary arts is in there, it's surveying, it's some engineering, it's everything.
It's everything.
And so that's why we wanted to get the program restarted at DeLand-Weldon, because we felt that was the best bang for the buck to provide our kids with options.
The DeLand-Weldon FFA chapter just celebrated its first National FFA Week, and you can learn more about that celebration by finding WHOW on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Learn more about DeLand-Weldon schools by visiting dwschools.org or by finding the district on Facebook. A local police department is seeing and feeling the effects of being fully staffed. Lincoln Police Chief Joe Meister explains that during 2025, they saw an 18% decrease in the number of burglaries and a 13% decrease in thefts compared to 2024. Arrests have increased as a whole, and he notes that this shows the department's commitment to making the community safer.
Sure. So in 2024, it was 2025 when I shared the news with Seth, but I did some statistics in 2024, and we saw a sharp rise in property crimes, burglary, theft, issues like that, almost to the tune of 50%, a little over 50%. But luckily and happily this year, we can report that the city of Lincoln saw about an 18% decrease in burglaries and a 13% decrease in thefts. We also saw a rise in the number of arrests by a little over 16%. So we're out there, we're still working, we're catching them, even though the Safety Act is letting them go, and we're going to continue to do that in perpetuity. It does show that the Lincoln Police Department is still committed to doing what we're designed to do, even though we're facing the challenges that the legislature kind of threw at us, and we're going to continue to do that.
Traffic enforcement stops have also increased, and the chief indicates that this is the effect of being fully staffed. He says that after years of being understaffed, having a full team is a blessing.
Another thing is traffic enforcement. Traffic enforcement went up almost 44% in 2025, and that's due to the fact that we're finally fully staffed again. Some of the things that traditionally we would have done, like traffic enforcement, definitely decreased when we aren't fully staffed, because the number of officers we have available was a lot lower.
Yeah.
And those guys were busy dealing with calls for service, which is our bread and butter. But when somebody calls 911 and says they need help, we have to show up, and when we're there, we're definitely not making traffic stops. Yeah. Just over the last few months, we've met full staffing, and it's a blessing.
To learn more about the Lincoln Police Department, find them on Facebook. The chief notes that those interested in additional statistical data from the police department can find it on the city's website, lincolnil.gov. Get news anytime from your computer or from your mobile device, all free, all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Good morning. I'm Ben Lowers, and I'm running for DeWitt County Sheriff. Throughout my 30-year career in law enforcement, I've learned that keeping our community safe requires both firm enforcement and real solutions. That's why I introduced things like the Safe Passage program and have been a strong proponent of deflection initiatives and establishing local recovery resources, connecting those struggling with mental health crisis and addiction to the resources they need to get back on track. It's about being proactive and taking a lead in the issues that affect our families most. I'm Ben Lowers, and I'd be honored to have your vote on March 17th.
Paid for by citizens who elect Ben Lowers.
Hey, it's Shane from Highway 51 Exchange, your mower and equipment service pros just south of Clinton. Click our banner ad on DeWittDailyNews.com or give us a call to schedule your free pickup and delivery today. Highway 51 Exchange.
This winter, your to-do list should include hot cocoa, and that's about it. At Hickory Point Garden Homes, snow removal and winter upkeep are already handled so you can enjoy an easier winter. Schedule a tour today by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
The Illinois Emergency Management Agency has designated WHOW's many platforms on AM and FM, as well as WEZC 95.9 FM, as standby radio stations for emergency messages to be sent for severe weather, as well as for the Clinton Power Station. We also have a direct link to the National Weather Service for watches or warnings to air immediately when they're issued. Keep yourself and your family safe by tuning into the WHOW platforms on AM, FM, or streamed online, as well as on WEZC 95.9 FM.
WHOW is Central Illinois' ag station, and that includes providing farmers information on how the commodity markets close each day and week. I'm Todd Gleason from Illinois Public Media, University of Illinois Extension, inviting you to hear the daily closing market report weekday afternoons at 5:06, and on Saturdays, tune in for Commodity Week with a review of the week's markets at 8:30 in the morning, all on WHOW AM, FM, and streamed online.
From the Hart Media Group Sports Desk, IL Sports Wire, and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local sports report. In high school girls basketball, state semifinal scores from yesterday. In Class 1A, top-seeded Mount Pulaski beat the 1-seed Brown County 47-40. And 1-seed DMAC took down top-seeded Rockford Christian 48-35. In the Class 1A third-place game, Brown County beat Rockford Christian 59-47. The championship game between Mount Pulaski and DMAC is Saturday at 10 a.m. at the CEFCU Arena in Normal. In Class 2A, 2-seed Breese Central took down top-seeded Pleasant Plains 48-40, while top-seeded Byron beat second-seed St. Edward 43-39. In that third-place game, Pleasant Plains beat St. Edward 53-33, and the championship game will be between Byron and Breese Central on Saturday at noon. In high school girls basketball, state semifinal matchups tonight in Class 3A. Top-seeded Chatham-Glenwood takes on 1-seed Trinity at 10 a.m. today, while top-seeded Washington takes on the 3-seed St. Viator at 11:45 a.m. The third-place game is tonight at 7 p.m., and the championship game is Saturday at 4 p.m. In high school boys basketball, sectional championship matchups tonight. In Class 1A, 1-seed Leroy takes on top-seed Decatur Unity at Danville-Schlarman at 7 p.m., while 1-seeded DMAC takes on the 2-seed Tremont at Monmouth United at 7 p.m. In Class 2A action, 1-seed Teutopolis takes on a 1-seed Tolono Unity at Monticello at 6:30 p.m., while the top seed Peoria Manual plays second seed Warsaw at IVC at 7 p.m. And 1-seeded Quincy Notre Dame plays third seed Rochester at Pleasant Plains at 7 p.m. In Class 3A, in a battle of 1 seeds, Normal U High versus Decatur MacArthur at Muhammad Seymour at 7 p.m. Colin Sexton scored 30 points, and the Chicago Bulls held off the Phoenix Suns 105-103 on Thursday night for their second victory in 3 games following an 11-game losing streak. Down 12 with under 6 minutes left, Phoenix pulled to 104-103 on Devin Booker's three-pointer with 23 seconds left. Jalen Green had a chance to give the Suns their first lead, but missed a running layup, with Phoenix's Amir Coffey fouling Nick Richards with 4.1 seconds to go. Richards made the first free throw and missed the second with a scramble for the rebound running out the clock. Trey Jones added 21 points, and Gershon Yabusele had 16 for Chicago in the opener of a 5-game trip. The Bulls were without Mattis Buzelis and Josh Giddey after they injured their ankles in a home loss to Oklahoma City on Tuesday night. Booker led Phoenix with 27 points in his second game after missing 4 because of a right hip injury. Grayson Allen added 21 points, and Green had 12 points on 5 of 20 shooting. He was 1 for 8 from three-point range. 7th in the West, Phoenix had won 2 straight. The Suns are without Dylan Brooks because of a fractured left hand. The Bulls are at Sacramento on Saturday night, while the Suns host New Orleans on Friday night. Veteran wide receiver DJ Moore is on the move. The Chicago Bears are in discussions with the Buffalo Bills to finalize a trade that sends Moore to the AFC East. The Bears will also send a 5th-round pick to Buffalo and receive a 2nd-round pick in return. Moore is under contract through 2029 after he signed a 4-year, $110 million extension with the Bears in 2024. As part of the trade, the Bills will guarantee $15.5 million of his 2028 base salary. Moore's $23.5 million salary for 2026 is already fully guaranteed, and his 2027 salary will become guaranteed next week. Moore spent 3 seasons in Chicago and compiled 244 catches, 3,012 receiving yards, and 20 touchdowns during his tenure. His production decreased annually, though, as he and the Bears appear destined for an eventual split. The trade cannot become official until the new league year starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on March 11th. The Bears were already under the salary cap following center Drew Dahlman's surprising retirement earlier in the week, so this trade will open up a significant amount of space for the Bears ahead of free agency. Moore was set to carry a $24.5 million cap number in 2026, and general manager Ryan Poles can now use those savings to address their secondary, which is in flux with 8 players set to become unrestricted free agents. The Bears have also released Tremain Edmunds ahead of the new league year starting, just a week after it was reported that they were shopping him. The Bears couldn't find a suitor for Edmunds, as they plan to release him anyway. The move will free up $15 million in cap space, as Chicago entered this offseason with some cap troubles. Edmunds signed a 4-year deal with the Bears in 2023 and had one of the best seasons of his career in 2025 before getting hurt. In scores from around the NBA last night, the Orlando Magic beat the Dallas Mavericks by 1 point, 115-114, while the Utah Jazz took down the Washington Wizards 122-112. The Miami Heat beat the Brooklyn Nets 126-110, and the Golden State Warriors came back and beat the Houston Rockets 115-113 in overtime. The San Antonio Spurs beat the Detroit Pistons 121-106, while the Minnesota Timberwolves took down the Toronto Raptors 115-107. The Denver Nuggets beat the LA Lakers 120-113, and the New Orleans Pelicans beat the Sacramento Kings 133-123. Couple of games from the Big Ten in NCAA men's basketball top 25 action, as number 3 Michigan beat Iowa 71-68, and 8th-ranked Michigan State took down Rutgers 91-87. In the NHL last night, the Buffalo Sabres routed the Pittsburgh Penguins 5-1, while the Columbus Blue Jackets beat the Florida Panthers 4-2. The New York Rangers took down the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-2, and the Utah Mammoths shut out the Philadelphia Flyers 3-0. The Nashville Predators beat the Boston Bruins 6-3, and the Winnipeg Jets took down the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-1. With the same 4-1 score, the Ottawa Senators beat the Calgary Flames, while the LA Kings beat the New York Islanders 5-3. Get highlights of your local high school program by finding IL SportsWire on your preferred social media platforms, and get local sports anytime from your computer or your mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Planting early can push your soybean yield, but it also brings more weed pressure. This year, choose a crop-safe solution that holds back weeds, not your beans. With Tendovo pre-emergence herbicide, you'll get long-lasting residual control, stronger stands, and faster canopy closure, so your soybeans can surge all season. And on the yield monitor at harvest, ask your retailer for Tendovo today. Always read and follow label instructions.
The stakes are high this season, and the competition fierce. Nematodes and disease. These guys don't play fair. With your yield on the line, you can either get lucky or you can stack the deck. With Victrado soybean seed treatment featuring Timerium technology, it's your ace in the hole to flush out royal pains like nematodes, SDS, and red crown rot. Victrado soybean seed treatment. Read them and reap. Always read and follow label instructions.
The WHOW Morning Show is now video streamed live on the WHOW WEZC DeWittDailyNews.com Facebook page and on the new WHOW TV YouTube channel. Watch Morning Show host Seth Lawrence interview guests live, as well as watch archived video podcasts of any interview you missed. Whether on Facebook or YouTube, we're providing 2 more ways that Central Illinois' local news station, WHOW, delivers compelling content for you.
DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air and online 24 hours a day. The latest local news stories are heard every hour on Central Illinois' news station, the Big 1520 AM and 92.3 FM WHOW. Stream live at DeWittDailyNews.com. They're also heard every hour on the station that's your easy choice, 95.9 FM WEZC. And to read the latest local news on your electronic device, including tablets, iPhones, and smartphones, go to DeWittDailyNews.com. DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air, online 24 hours a day.
Here are the contest rules for our stations. We allow 1 person per household to win any prize from the radio stations in a 30-day period. Unless otherwise stated, all prizes are to be picked up within 2 weeks at the studios inside the Big Red Barn at 2980 U.S. Highway 51, 4 miles south of Clinton. Our office hours are 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. weekdays. Any cash prize is mailed within 30 days of winning. Only if cash winners call our business line within 2 weeks of their name being drawn to provide their mailing address. Employees and their families of regional radio are not eligible to participate or win any contest.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Israeli warplanes have pummeled Beirut and Tehran as Iran launches another wave of retaliatory strikes against Israel and Gulf countries. War now in its 7th day. Defense Secretary Hegseth warns the American air campaign against Iran will surge dramatically. Now that Kristi Noem is out as Homeland Security Secretary, President Trump is nominating Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin for the top job at DHS. Oklahoma's governor will name Mullin's Senate replacement.